Yes, 1200 now, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, sir. Can't see it, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, now 1300, 13 now, 13 and a half, 13 and a half on you, 13 and a half on him, 13 and a half, 1400, 14 you're out, 14 on him, on top of it, 1400. So 13 and a half, you got to say your number.
481 star.
Peace, Cypher Living. Welcome back to the Car Chronicles. We haven't seen you guys in a couple days. We've been quite busy.
Yes.
And one of the things we wanted to talk about, and the reason why we've been busy, is because we recently sold my wife's car. We had that car. It was a very good car, and it lasted us. But how long we had that car? Like 6 years?
About 5 years.
About 5 years. Yeah, it was a 2000 Toyota Camry V6. We bought it off this guy who basically drove the car like 1 mile to work every day, and maybe did a little shopping, food shopping and stuff like that. So when we bought the car, it had only 5 years ago. Let's see, that's 2014. Yeah, it only had 59,000 miles on it. So usually when you go buy a car, you pretty much the standard is like 12,000 miles to like 15,000 miles a year. That's how many miles you put on your car. So when we bought that car, it was way under the miles, and it was in really good shape. That car lasted us a while. And of course, over time, cars start to break down, and you have different issues with the car. Car ran really good, but just started having issues, and we were like, you know what? We're not putting no more money into this car. So we sold the car. You know what I mean? And we actually sold it to someone that we know that has experience with fixing cars and stuff like that. So it was really no issue for them. You know what I'm saying? So that was great.
Yeah.
And so now, for the past couple days, we've been looking for cars. We've been going to auctions, car auctions. So this was a new experience for us. And, we wanted to pretty much just talk about that experience. So I don't know, how do you feel about it? What do you think?
I thought it was pretty cool, You go in and you can get to preview the cars usually an hour before the auction starts.
Right.
You get to look at it on the outside. You can open up the hood. Some of them, they won't allow you to do any of that. But there are little nuances for each place that you go to. We've been to, I think, 3 so far, right? 3 different auctions. Yeah, we've been to 3 different auctions so far. It's pretty interesting, though, and you can get some great deals.
It is interesting, yeah. Yep. Because I went to an auction probably like 15 years ago or something like that. But I had went with somebody. I was a little younger, and I kind of knew what the process was a little bit. But it's been so long, I kind of forgot a lot of things. But what it is you pretty much go to a car auction. They get like cars that like people donate and stuff like that, or you have like certain dealers, they may send their car to the auto auction, so the auction can sell it because it's easier to sell. And these cars are priced, or supposed to be priced, considerably lower than what their market value is.
Right.
So that's why we kind of went. We wanted to buy something very low. That's the name of the game, right?
That's right.
So, but there's differences than buying it from like a private seller or from a dealer. You know what I mean? A lot of times with the auction, you go in there, and something like my wife said, there's differences between the auctions. Like there's little nuances or whatever. But you go to the auction, and it's kind of like, I don't know, probably like 15 years ago or something like that. But I had went with somebody else a little younger, and I kind of know what the process was a little bit. But it's been so long, I kind of forgot a lot of things. But what it is you pretty much go to a car auction. They get like like high energy, because you know it's an auction. You got other people there wanting the same car that you want.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, going to a dealer or going to a private seller when you're there by yourself for that moment, and you can kind of like take your time and, you know, really peruse over the car real good. Stuff like with an auction, a lot of auctions ain't like that. Some of them, they don't even have the keys to the car.
Yeah.
Like the one we went to yesterday.
Yeah.
We saw a beautiful Lexus.
Yeah.
But it didn't have any keys. And the thing is when it don't have keys, you gotta tow it out of there. But then like
by the end of the day,
you have to tow it out of there.
Yeah.
So.
And if you don't have the key, then you can have a locksmith make you a key. It was just
Right.
like, it was just, you know, a different experience altogether. But I mean, it was super crowded, you know.
Right.
And you're dealing with people that have businesses. And then you have some people that are just individuals buying cars for themselves or a family member.
Yeah.
But that was very interesting. But it's like really like, let's go, let's move, you know, get to the next one. You know, they go through the bidding.
Right.
Some of the cars that were very low, you know, in terms of what they sold for.
Yeah, but they were jacked up too.
Yeah, you're right. So if you're good with cars, it's a good thing for you to do.
You're a mechanic.
Yes, definitely. Like you can get a car. We saw some that was selling for like $300, $325.
Yeah, really low.
And it was just like they were, you know, that was it.
Yeah.
If you have a shop, if you are you inclined like that, you're mechanically inclined,
Yeah.
that would be the way for you to go.
You know what?
Definitely.
You know what I can equate it to? You can equate it to, like renovating houses or flipping houses. You buy these houses really low. They may be jacked up a little bit, but if you know how to do some of the work, or you know somebody who knows how to do some of the work, you buy it low and you put a little bit of money into it, fix it up,
Right.
and you can either leave it, you know, use it for yourself, personal use, or you can sell it.
Right.
So that's pretty much what it's like. I mean, some of the places, like a solid car where you can purchase the car from the auction and it has very minimal like damage or work that needs to be done. It's like kind of like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of like find them, and then you know it's good because it's open to the public. You could just walk in there. I know like there's some auctions you have to be a dealer.
Yeah.
To get into the auction, you have to have a dealer's license to get into the auction. That's kind of what I did when I first got my car. When I went to the auction, I went with a dealer, and he pretty much, you know, did everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But I just noticed, like, with going to the auction, it's just like it's almost like everything is like rush. You know what I'm saying? Like some auctions, you can't even turn the car on. You can't even take it. You can't even take it for a test drive. You know what I'm saying? You have to pretty much buy the car first, and then some auctions will give you like an hour to really look over the car or test drive it and stuff like that. Some won't even give you that. They're like, all right, you bought it 24 hours, you gotta get this thing out of here. So that's kind of like what we wanted to share, like our experience. That I find that very interesting. Plus, I want to share it with you guys because most people don't know how this works, and especially women. You know, there's this stigma that when women go into a dealership or they go buy a car, you know, a lot of times they like overprice them and stuff like that because they don't know what to look for. So one of my main things when I look for a car is, first of all, how many miles is on a car? You know, is there any leaks, like oil leaks underneath, like body damage, rust, you know, stuff like that. I mean, and then it's also important to know that when you reach a certain mileage, like 100,000 miles, you have to start thinking about the timing belt being replaced and stuff like that, because that's pretty much how long they're supposed to last. So that, I mean, that's just certain things I know. I know it's other stuff that I probably don't know. I mean, I'm not a mechanic, but I mean, just over years of buying cars and talking to different people and people telling me what to look for and stuff like that. Those are some of the things that you could look for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to add on to that. But.
No, I was just remembering that with certain cars or certain auction houses. They'll also have, like we went to one, they have some cars set aside where they either do it on the internet, they'll do internet auctions, and those seem to be like the better of the pick in terms of the better quality of cars. Less miles and newer cars. For instance, it was like a 2008, and I want to say it was a Honda Civic. And some of them will give you what their starting bid would be, or of course you can track what the bids are. Then you have some that they set aside that you can buy it now, you know, instead of having to go through the bidding process, because it's a little difficult if you're not familiar with the process with bidding with a car, because when you're there, it's like you're in one space and they're
talking fast.
You know, you have the auctioneer doing all of that, and then you also and then you're also looking at the car that's coming through as they're driving it, and they're telling you about the car as well. You know, this is a 2008 Honda Civic. It has 150,000 miles on it. You know, this, you know, whatever. It may tell you what's wrong with it. A lot of times they don't really tell you what's wrong with it. But you're listening at the same time, and then you're trying to also chime into the bidding process if it's something that you're interested in. You know, so it's kind of like, I guess, a developed skill you get if that's the way you want to go, or if you want to make that a business, because that can also be a business. You know, for some people, if you're good with, or you have a family member or a friend that has a shop, you know, there's plenty of people that do that and flip cars.
And that's the thing, like, that's what I was thinking of too, right before you started talking. I was like, you know, you could start a business. You know, like a lot of people, we're meeting a lot of people at these auctions, and there's a lot of young people too.
Yeah,
they're doing it,
and a lot of women.
Yeah, a lot of women. Very surprisingly, but I also like recommend, like, if you get into that type of businesses, you want to go with somebody experienced. You know what I'm saying? Go with somebody who has some experience. Go see what it's like. Go see what it, you know, how the auctioneer, like, you got to really stay up with that, and they're talking fast, and there's all kind of bids going on, so you got to know where you at. You know, you got to register and stuff like that. Oh man, it's really an experience.
It is. But we did like it. We definitely like it, and we think that the knowledge that we have gained so far was great. You know.
Yeah. I was even telling my wife, man, that may be something we may like to do. You know, business wise. You know, even we sold one car, you know, a month. Think about if you buy something for a third of what it's worth, and then you sell it for what it's worth. Think what would that do for you monthly, every month? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I mean, what we were talking about. But you know, if you have any comments, you can put the comments in the, you know, below, and you can like and share and subscribe and tap that bell to get more notifications and updates when we upload new content. You know what I mean? So
yes. We're gonna see if we can add in some of the footage from one of the auctions that we went to, so you could get a little taste of what we were talking about.
That's right. That's right. So I highly recommend it. You just gotta know what you're doing. You gotta take your time. And like I said, you need experience. All right. So if you have any questions, let us know. All right. Everybody have a great day. Okay.
Have a good day.
Peace.